So, the big question is, who is Ahsoka Tano? Why is she incredibly important, and what does she mean for Heir to the Empire? Well, you've come to the right place. This is the complete backstory of Ahsoka Tano. What is going on, everyone, and welcome back to Cantina Talk. So, who is Ahsoka Tano? What is her backstory, and why is she important? Well, let me take you back to where it all started. Ahsoka Tano was born on the planet Sheely. Sheely is a planet right outside of the Inner Rim in the expansion region. Sheely is mostly covered in mountains, forests, and grasslands. Ahsoka Tano was born 36 years before the Battle of Yavin, aka 36 BBY. In her early ages before the Jedi Order, she was taught by her mother the ways of the forest and the hunt. As well, she was also taught to value her family, life and death, as well as nature and what it may hold. At the age of 1, we learned that Ahsoka was force sensitive after her and her mother were attacked by a Rakshir while they were hunting Kaibuks. Ahsoka at the time didn't know it, but she had used beast control on the Rakshir, saving herself, her mother, and the rest of her village. This is when her village elder realized that she was force sensitive and would become a Jedi.
Jedi. Ahsoka is Jedi.
At the age of 3, she was found by Plo Koon, who was a force-sensitive Jedi Master and a member of the Jedi Council, and was later a general in the Clone Wars. Plo Koon had brought Ahsoka to Coruscant, and she was trained as a youngling through her early ages by Master Yoda. When the time was right, Ahsoka was brought to Ilum, along with 5 to 6 other younglings. While in Ilum, Ahsoka, along with the other younglings, had to enter the Crystal Cave and complete the extremely hard task of finding their respective kyber crystals. This is what had allowed the younglings to construct their lightsabers. When Ahsoka had reached the age of 14, Master Yoda had sent her to the planet Christophsis. This is where she would meet and become Anakin Skywalker's Padawan. This was not only a huge step for Ahsoka and her journey of becoming a Jedi, but this was also a major change for Anakin. Although, Anakin was not privy to knowing that Ahsoka was going to be his Padawan. Obi-Wan Kenobi and Master Yoda had made Anakin believe that Ahsoka was actually going to be Obi-Wan's new Padawan. When Ahsoka had told Anakin that she was assigned to him to be his Padawan, he did not take it very lightly. Yoda and Obi-Wan believed that by doing this, it would help Anakin by forcing him to become more mature and help with his fear of loss. Anakin and Ahsoka already had a lot of similarities which made them a formidable duo, most notably their unorthodox tactics, eagerness to prove themselves, and recklessness. Luckily, due to her recklessness, Ahsoka was able to earn the respect of Anakin, her stubbornness as well as her being headstrong. This is one of the ways that made them so relatable to one another and had led to a lot of their banter towards one another. This is where the iconic names for one another, Sky Guy and Snaps, were born. This is where she would also meet her new best friend, Captain Rex. Towards the end of the Battle of Christophsis, Anakin had told Ahsoka that she was reckless and would never have made it as Obi-Wan's Padawan, but she might just make it as his. This was a big step for Ahsoka, finally knowing that Anakin has accepted her as his Padawan. During the early days of the Clone Wars, Anakin and Ahsoka had fought closely with one another on numerous times. Ahsoka had saved Anakin on more than one occasion, which furthered their bond and trust for one another. Although Ahsoka was stubborn at times, that stubbornness had helped her when it came to standing her ground against General Grievous and Asajj Ventress. This unfortunately would also lead it to a lot of issues with her. This was most notably seen during the Battle of Ryloth, where she directly disobeyed Anakin and almost got her entire squadron of fighters killed in the process. This was one of her first major life lessons that she would learn from Anakin. Ahsoka would go on to learn a lot more life lessons through Captain Rex as well as Luminara and Dooley. Throughout the Clone Wars, Anakin and Ahsoka would further grow a connection with one another through the multiple battles that they had served in. Most notably in the Second Battle of Geonosis, where she and Anakin grew more in tune with one another's abilities and used them to each other's advantages. Unlike with Master Unduli, Anakin was unable to let go of his fear of losing his Padawan. Master Unduli was prepared to let her Padawan go if and when the time had to come. Anakin, however, wasn't. To prevent this, Anakin had put her through multiple trials to ensure that she would be able to defend for herself, especially against multiple foes. This was most notably seen in Tales of the Jedi, where she had failed time and time again, deflecting blaster bolts while being surrounded by clones. Throughout the years, she was able to last and withstand against the clones longer and longer before being stunned by the blaster bolts, which, ironically, Anakin essentially had trained Ahsoka for Order 66, which ultimately saved Ahsoka and Rex during Order 66, without the both of them knowing it at the time. This has been the part 1 of the full life and backstory of Ahsoka Tano. Part 2 of Ahsoka's life and backstory will be releasing on Wednesday. With all that being said, I hope you guys all enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, and lastly, may the Force be with you all.